hadn't decided which route we would go down, if we were going to take any route at all, but whether it was PE, whether it was trade sale, whatever it was going to be. We didn't know. We just needed to find somebody that we trusted and that were a fair representation of us.
So Pescado selected Evolution Capital, and what was it about them?
When we went round a couple to start with, it was clear to me that there were advisors that wanted to put you in a box and sell you very quickly, and there were advisors that wanted to push you down a certain route. And having not decided what we were actually going to do, Nigel and the team, to be fair, said, let's understand your business, let us go away and find out all of the options available, and then let's come back, sit down and talk it through. There was no salesy part of it for months, was there?
Yeah.
It was just relationships and spreadsheets.
So it's more of a discovery exercise and,
absolutely,
and to give you options.
100%, yeah.
So you started with a strategic planning phase,
yeah.
And was that a surprise?
We've never been through it, so I think the whole thing was a surprise.
Yeah.
You learned very quickly that the objective, Evolution's objective, was to merely show you through the window of what the opportunity could look like, but make sure that whichever window we went through, then the due diligence and the backup and the evidence was there, whichever way we went.
Yeah.
So that was great to start with.
Yeah, and I think the route that we wanted to go down was going to be trade sale, but it was then a question of, well who? Because and that was really where Evolution helped guide us and helped us make the right decisions as to what sort of businesses were right for us.
I think there wasn't, throughout any of the process, there wasn't one time where I thought that they weren't fighting, defending, providing detailed evidence of why something should be there. The team at Evolution, to be fair, just had the back. It wasn't that they ever even had to scramble for the information. It was just a quick call with us, double check where the relationships, for example, were, and then they would go into bat with the acquirer.
Their attention to detail is just exceptional. I personally have learned just so much through this process, and as difficult as it was, it's been quite enjoyable, and mainly because we've had Evolution on our fighting in our corner. Duncan is exceptionally good at what he does, and I was saying to him recently, when the guys, the other side's representatives went through the due diligence, I mean, they had a good team, but how long it took them to try and get their head around the nuances of our industry, and every industry has its nuances. It just took them forever, and I was just struggling to, why don't you understand this? But actually, Duncan got his head around it pretty quick, and that takes some doing. Yeah.
For a strategic review, in hindsight, was that the right way to go?
100%. It gave us, all the way through, it gave us, we weren't closing in. Every step of that strategic review just opened another avenue for us to be able to discuss. So whether it was I leave the business, Jonathan leaves the business, we both leave, one of us stays, there's private equity investment, total sale, everything just kept fanning open, so we were able to make considered and educated decisions.
Well, I think obviously the strategic review was done to, as far as said, give us the ability to make considered decisions.
I think the shareholders review, the initial finding out about your business from Evolution was critical. I think I would urge everybody to do it, even if they stop, because you learn so much through that process. Evolution have been brilliant. There's no pushing. There's no. I haven't felt that I've been sold to when the business is being sold. It's been a really good partnership.
And what about you, Jonathan?
Yeah, I mean, I echo what Faraz said. I think the strategic review is a critical initial stage. But yes, I would highly recommend them. as far as they didn't push us, there's no sales process there. They really held our hands through it. They understood what it was that we wanted initially, and they delivered on all fronts. They found a buyer that was a perfect match for us, and they found a price that was pretty good too. And we were very wet behind the ears, but they kept close by our side throughout the whole process, and that was excellent.